used to be in a basement, right? How long have you been in this building?
Here now I've been 3 months, huh? Two and a half months. There was first in a basement in Kreuzberg, and in a basement in Neukölln. Maybe if you saw it, when I was filling the kombucha, yeah, you saw it. With the hands and, funnels.
Chin chin. Paused. Welcome to, well, we can take this off now because we are appropriately socially distanced, so we can breathe slightly easier. Welcome to Tasting Something Good. I am G Beaudin, and we are with the Spend It Forward platform, which is under Craft Initiative Agency. And today we're welcoming Julian Ronnefeldt to the table, and you are also a product maker as well.
Yeah.
And you make your own products with the Kultchabox. And how did you come to be making products yourself?
How did I come to it? It's a bit of a way around. I'm actually a photographer and artist. And I was organizing events in Berlin for about 8 years, something like that. I had clubs and bars and galleries and all kinds of different ways. And then I took a break and I went to India.
Now that you've been a big advocate for the products that you've been making yourself because you discovered that in India, how's that impacted your life?
Totally, because I actually was in a similar state in a different kind of way, because I was basically running clubs, as I said, for like 9 years, so I was more nocturnal than daytime life. And so my whole system was also upside down, and I wasn't feeling well at all. I was actually quite depressive and not feeling good, feeling unbalanced and sick, literally, like also my intestine was not well. So being there in India, chilling out, of course, and riding around with motorbikes is always good for the soul, but then discovering kombucha, I just realized that drinking that drink, something's happening right now that is really fixing me up. Mm-hmm. So I spent 3 weeks on the beach just drinking kombucha, hanging around, driving motorbikes, going to the local well to get like mineral rich water, and going to the local beekeepers and getting honey from them, the really rich, beautiful honey. I sometimes mixed the stuff together. I had no idea what kombucha was, so in this warm climate, the bottle started exploding. I'm like, wow, this stuff is alive, what is it? Because it keeps on fermenting, you add more sugar, the yeasts go wild. And
that's true.
Yeah, the kombucha, anything I do, like I cook nothing, I have everything raw and just cook slow, like the slow cooking whole thing, like, and basically you cook with microbes and enzymes. So that's what it is. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
So let's try something. You pick.
Let's try mango. Yeah, but it kind of makes sense. It's low sugar and everything.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting because it smells more. I heard that before. It smells more than it tastes. It does actually. Yeah. It's kind of soft. The carbonization is very gentle.
Yeah.
Doesn't have these aggressive bubbles.
No.
Because it's a seltzer, so usually seltzer has. But then seltzer is actually more mineral kind of soft body kind of thing, not so hard. Because this hard carbonization destroys all flavors. I don't really like. That's what people do a lot with kombucha. I don't know why they have to create another fizzy drink. It's like unnecessary.
Exactly, and there's also natural fizz.
That's interesting. I mean, it's good actually. I could see myself getting drunk on this better than on beer because I'm really against all this sugar intake and sugar hysteria. No, but it's actually good. I mean, it's you have to get used to it, and it's surprising. And I can see it's kind of light. I mean, the alcohol, it's also somewhere there. I feel you can get quite drunk on this actually.
Yes, and I mean, I had a few that night, and I was surprised at how consistently nicely neat I felt, but not like over the top.
But that's what I mean with the low sugar, because the sugar in any kind of cocktail you drink a ton of sugar, and that gives your insulin such a crazy spike.
Yeah.
So you're popping down, in terms, and that makes you sick. And the next day you feel like rotten. And this is basically, as you say, it keeps you even keeled.
Yeah.
That's what I like more about.
Yeah.
This new way of getting drunk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I call it more healthful thinking with more healthful drinking.
Yeah.
You know,
Could go that way.
but once we get the public to work with products, they can affect change faster than governments. Because if you ever see a pandemic, it's always the brand to step up and say, "Here's money, let's help," but it's not directed. And so with Spend It Forward, we want to create a marketplace where the consumer can put their dollars toward the things that they care about or the local places.
Yeah.
And working with local producers, because we have a stake in our community. And so that's why that's also, I think, that what we had talked about, or you guys had talked about before, is, you know, having you be part of the platform and getting your product out there to what I've been calling product activism, which is we as local producers can decide what we want to do.
Yeah, because it also conveys a message.
Exactly.
It conveys a message. I was almost thinking, like, it was maybe a bit far-fetched, but I was thinking about, like, the medium is a message.
Right.
That's very much a McLuhan in a way, because saying, like, I'm producing something which has a content, but the content is almost arbitrary, because it's like what's inside, and it could be mango, it could be lemon, it could be grapefruit, it could be anything, but what the product itself conveys is a certain self-determination, freedom, and thinking outside that Kultchabox or box.
Exactly.
You know?
We need to be kind of we need to, as a community, what's been really great is all of us local business people have been getting together and finding solutions together and thinking outside the culture box.
Yeah, that's what the Kultchabox is for.
And it's like all of us are kind of like on the same wavelength, and also like reaching out and finding connections, and also finding ways to move product around as well in a healthful way that's not so impactful on the environment. That was the thing that we were talking about also with PYKE. We had a meeting just recently, and then we just really talked about what are our goals as human beings. What and they're young, they're like 20 to 25, like more than half my age. But we were aligned, and it's also like why I think Mimi and I get along. It doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you have the expectations or have a similar worldview and want to achieve that and get it done, and you can do it together. And it's really a time where, you know, 25-year-olds and 51, 52-year-olds are on the same path and wanting the same things, and probably been wanting it, you know, a little bit longer, but we're going to do it this time and keep the pressure up. And so when we were talking about like how to be a product activist, is that to show companies, so they're actually going to be manufacturing this here in Berlin. So I'm helping them find brewers and canners here, so that it's local, because they really want to advocate to use the product as what you were talking about, to be part of the community, supporting community and creating community around products.
Makes more sense economically in many ways. I mean, transporting this, like, I mean, okay, you can have one control point, but then you have to transport it from Holland to here, and then, and then and why not use the infrastructure that's here? And there's many people, you know, want to take part in this, rather than thinking in central thinking, and no, it's decentralized.
I just saw a thing on the news, because you know the stock market is doing really, really well. And the reason is, it's because the stock market and the bigger businesses are basically cannibalizing all the businesses that are closing. And it's even more of a mission after, like, every time I see something like, no, we have to do this. We have to band together. We have to preserve these products. We have to preserve these, you know, local businesses, because otherwise that bubble is going to be like the 1920s all over again, and it's going to come down on us. I don't believe in boycotts. I don't believe in not using a product because to make a point. I believe in boycotts. You buy products and with companies that you like, and you promote them. You don't have to say anything and focus on things that we believe in and products that have the same values that we do. That's a boycott. Let's buy into what they're doing. Let's buy in and support them, and let's buy in and support each other. And screw the ones that want to support racism, support you know, secularism, whatever.
To keep you in the spin of that.
Exactly. Get in our bubble. Let's stay on this wavelength.
I'm down for that.
So this one here is the grapefruit. That's my favorite.
Right. Let's try this one.
But I just like good. I will drink grapefruit with seltzer or mineral water. So that's like, because I don't like when this grapefruit is too sweet. But this is perfect for me.
Yeah, it's probably more refreshing than the other ones. Huh?
Yeah, definitely.
So the very gentle bitterness.
Yeah.
It's not as bitter as a real grapefruit, but it has this kind of tart kind of.
Well, I could also see these going over well with like someone who very commonly cuts their juices in half. So what is the website name?
www.thecultchabox.com.
Okay.
Culture is the way I write it.
And then
Culture.
they can find the information on the products there.
There will be everything there. There's be like story about myself, story about the company, the culture box, the content, and then all the products.
Well,
thank you, man.
pleasure. Yeah.
Very much.